afternoon, everyone. Today I'll be speaking on the efficacy of spinal anesthesia versus general anesthesia for minimally invasive single-level transforaminal lumbar interbody fusion. It was a retrospective study analysis of 178 patients. Now, minimally invasive TLIF can either be done in general anesthesia or regional anesthesia, and endotracheal general anesthesia is one of the most common technique from which it is done. The advantage of general anesthesia is it gives us a longer duration time for surgeries and can be performed with both secured airway in prone position. However, the advantages of spinal anesthesia over general anesthesia is there's a rapid onset of anesthesia, lesser thrombotic events, pulmonary complications are less, other neurological cognitive disorders are less, and patient can spontaneously breathe and adjust themselves in prone position, avoiding compression injuries. So the aim and objective was to evaluate the efficacy of spinal anesthesia in patients undergoing MIS TLIF and to compare the results with that of the general anesthesia. We compared the VAS score, blood loss, duration of the surgery, time from entering the OT to incision time, time from bandaging to exit time, time of stay in the post-operative room, nausea, vomiting, urinary retention after surgery, duration of hospital stay, and perioperative complications. The methodology, it was a comparative retrospective study conducted in the Department of Orthopedics in a tertiary care center for a period of 2 years. Patients between the age of 20 to 70 were included in this study. All underwent a single level TLIF, either by general anesthesia or by spinal anesthesia in a lower lumbar levels, or patient not responding to 6 weeks of conservative therapy, having mechanical low back pain with radiculopathy, with claudication, with or without neurological deficit. We excluded patients who had undergone spine surgeries in the past. We excluded patients with tumor, infection, and other spinal pathologies. Extraspinal cause of back pain or radiculopathy was excluded. Multi-level surgeries and upper lumbar, that is L1, L2, L2, L3 levels were excluded from this study. The surgeries were performed by a single surgeon in a single institute, managed by a single anesthetist with similar surgical and anesthetic techniques. The choice of anesthesia, either GA or spinal, was chosen by the patient and not the observer of the study. As I said, 178 patients satisfied the selection criteria. 92 of them underwent a minimally invasive spine surgery with spinal anesthesia, and 86 of them had taken general anesthesia. Now, the results, we compared age and genders were comparable to both spinal anesthesia and general anesthesia group. However, the duration of this, time of entering the OT to the incision time from bandaging to exit, the time in the post-operative room and the hospital stay significantly decreased in patients with spinal anesthesia than of general anesthesia. In spinal anesthesia, however, we found that the chances of urinary retention increased more post-operative than in general anesthesia. In our study, among 92 patients with spinal anesthesia, 19 of them had post-surgery urinary retention. So there is still a controversy on the influence of these two different anesthesia methods on perioperative outcome of surgery, as there are not many studies done to compare spinal anesthesia advantages over general anesthesia. Considering this lacunae in the literature, we undertook the present study in patients undergoing single-level MIS TLIF. There was a similar study conducted, published in clinics in a Journal of Clinical Orthopedic Surgery in 2019. Here the author found that the mean preoperative VAS score was significantly higher in general anesthesia group. However, this study and our study, the mean blood loss report was comparable. In another study, again published in Science Direct, the authors found out that there is a significantly higher blood loss in general anesthesia group than in, which was not present in our study. Our study had similar blood loss both in general anesthesia and spinal anesthesia group. However, the duration of the study in the present study was comparable with both general anesthesia and spinal anesthesia. The longer duration of hospital stay in patients who underwent surgery under general anesthesia was also noted in another study published by Jellis et al. Spinal anesthesia offered excellent control of postoperative pain, which gave an advantage of early shifting of the patient from postoperative care to wards. So the flaws of our study was intraoperative hemodynamic changes were not recorded. Satisfaction rate of the surgeon, anesthetist, and the patient was not investigated, and there was a time constraint of spinal anesthesia. Thank you.
Okay.